Race 2 of the 2022 Estoril round. Another poor start from Alvaro Bautista. He's going to get swallowed up in the run down towards turn number 1, unless he can manage to fight his way back alongside. He's done that quite nicely. He is going to lose 1 place to Andrea Locatelli, who's through from 5th on the grid. Almost got alongside Jonathan Ray there for 2nd place, but it's Razgat Glioglu who leads us from Jonathan Ray in P2. Locatelli again ahead of Alvaro Bautista, just as in race 1 here yesterday afternoon. Lecuona combative in the early stages. Rinaldi through from 8th to 6th. Scott Redding holding station in 7th, and the rider to lose out in the early stages, Alex Lowe's, he's dropped back 2 places into P8. Razgat Glioglu heads the field. You can see the dark clouds looming overhead as Jonathan Ray immediately sets about trying to make a pass as they come into the Parabolica Interior. Jonathan Ray alongside as Alvaro Bautista too gets through on Andrea Locatelli. Locatelli moved up to the outside line now. Lecuona with an opportunity to come through as well. That'll be for 4th place if Lecuona can get it. Ray, Razgat Glioglu, Bautista, Lecuona brushed back aside now by Locatelli on the inside. No, Locatelli has to move out of the way. So Lecuona fighting through nicely. Alex Lowe's has now recovered those 2 spots. He's back up ahead of Scott Redding and Michael Ruben Rinaldi, and Alex Lowe's now going bar to bar with Andrea Locatelli. They clash coming off turn 10. Lowe's had made his stab and just got moved out of the way by Locatelli. So Alex Lowe's certainly in the thick of the action on lap number 1. 20 laps to go. It's going to be a long one for them because Bautista is menacing right behind them. Alex Lowe's looking far punchier in this race than he has in either of the 2 previous ones this weekend. So whatever changes he's made, that's working wonders. He comes storming through on Andrea Locatelli again, and this time no opportunity for the number 55 Yamaha to answer straight back. Ray has got the advantage at the head of the field, but it's not much of an advantage. And the gap's fairly similar between each of the top 3. The closest fight at the moment is that one for 3rd, with Alex Lowe 0.6 of a second down on his teammate, the current race leader. Lowe's in 4th position. Then it's Lecuona in 5th. Bit of a gap to Locatelli in P6 and Rinaldi in P7. 1.5 seconds now down on the race leader. Separate fight from 8th position down as Alex Lowe sets himself up for another manoeuvre. That's 3 manoeuvres in 3 laps. Going into Gancho, the master of the hook. It's a right hook from Lowe's through down the inside of Bautista for 3rd. Toprak looks over his shoulder, wants to check on the progress of Lowe's behind him. Not many would be willing to do that at that speed coming through the Parabolica. The pit boards are out to advise them. There's only a 10th between each of these riders in those top 4 places. They flash past our commentary position in towards turn number 1. Toprak on the brakes against Ray. Ray then will try and hold it out around the outside. Bautista through on Alex Lowe's now for 3rd position, while Ray and Razgat Glioglu scrap it out at the head of the field. Bautista trying to seize his moment, but Alex Lowe's responding nicely to recover 3rd place.
As you can see, we are starting to see Toprak and Ray just stretch away from Lowe's and Bautista.
Jonathan Ray in the slipstream of Toprak Razgat Glioglu, where he was past a lap ago in towards turn number 1. Ray now will recover. The back end skipping as he tries to get it stopped, and he runs wide, and Toprak will recover top spot, and Ray has got to be cautious of that curve where he was almost caught out a couple of laps ago. What are we going to see here from Xavi Vierge? He was just up ahead of Axel Bassani and Scott Redding, and this is going to be a massive moment for Vierge, which is why he's now running an isolated 10th.
Yeah, and that's a massive save for Vierge to come away with that one, and he ended up losing about 1.5 seconds to Scott Redding there. Could have been an awful lot worse though in their 10th spot, and it's been a good start to his WorldSBK career with a top 5 finish yesterday.
Onto the start-finish straight again. This time it's Toprak defending, Jonathan Ray attacking, just as it was at the end of lap number 7. Alex Lowe's fastest man of the lead quartet last time around, sub 1:37, first of those in this race, as Ray this time makes a clean pass and makes it stick on Toprak. It's the Kawasaki's that at this stage of the race at least look to have the measure of their rivals. Absolutely line astern as we head back towards turn number 1. Just 1/4 of a second between all 4 of them at the end of lap 9. Alvaro Bautista, with the straight line advantage that he's had all weekend long, has come through on Alex Lowe's for 3rd position. That was the only change in the end. Ray and Razgat Glioglu in that order as they came around turn number 1. So Ray, Razgat Glioglu, Bautista now back into the podium places. having seen the Kawasaki's looking very strong early on. It's now the Ducatis who are starting to come into their own. End of lap 10, 11 still to go. Bautista's surge of speed that saw him fire past Toprak Razgatlioglu in the run down to the line at the end of race number 1 is going to see him through from third to first into turn 1 under braking. Bautista hits the front at the start of lap 11, and will there be any catching him from here? Ray with an opportunity now into the Parabolica Interior. Bautista boldly sweeps across his path. Ray then aggressive on Bautista into turn 6. Can he get it stopped? He runs his conventional slightly wider line. He's just about diamonded it off back into the path of Alvaro Bautista, and Bautista now starting to look a little ragged, and Razgatlioglu will sense blood in the water here. Ray recovers the lead, Bautista second, Razgatlioglu third, and Alex Lowe still right in touch, less than half a second still between them on lap 12. Jonathan Ray crosses the line at the end of lap 12 then. The narrowest possible advantage over Alvaro Bautista, less than a tenth. Bautista pulls in front of Ray, but he's stuck on the outside under braking, and Ray will hold it up to defend position. Bautista then kept at bay for a lap. Where's the best place for Bautista to pass? Here goes Bautista again, firing through off turn 13. He moves up to the standard racing line. Can he get it stopped this time around against Jonathan Ray? Looks like a clean pass from Alvaro Bautista. Bautista leads then on lap 14. Jonathan Ray will now try to respond. It's now going to be a race towards turn at number 6. They come through the high-speed right-hander. Bautista with track position. Just half a lap to go for Jonathan Ray to find his way through and take the fight to this finale.
Bautista went defensive through turn 4. It impacted him all the way down the next straight, but he was still able to stay in front. This is where Ray's strong, into 7.
Jonathan Ray with much better pickup coming off turn number 6. He is going to make a lunge. He comes down the inside of Bautista, barreling through. Bautista will still know that he's got a chance to answer back. He capitalises on it. He has the inside now through turn 8. Will Ray think about a move into turn 9? Of course he will. Jabs down the inside, the 2 almost touch. He moves Bautista completely out of the way. A brilliant ride from Jonathan Ray to hit the front. One final opportunity, as we well know, for Alvaro Bautista coming off the final turn. Can he now race Jonathan Ray to the line and pip him just as he did to Toprak Razgatlioglu 24 hours ago? It doesn't look like it. We're going to have another grandstand finale. Jonathan Ray almost losing coming off the final turn. Bautista, I don't think it's quite close enough. Jonathan Ray holds on for a sensational victory in race 2 of the Estoril round, and Jonathan Ray makes it back-to-back successes on Sunday here in Portugal. An astonishing ride. Even Andrea Dossoli is impressed by that from Ray, and if anyone thought his time at the top was over, think again. Jonathan Ray victorious, Bautista denied in the cruelest of fashions. He'll be reminded just how he denied Toprak Razgatlioglu in race 1 yesterday afternoon. Jonathan Ray, irrepressible.